My daughter, she actually got sick with cancer, man. So
Oh
she
my
got
God,
sick,
man.
when she was 2. So she's 8 now. She's fine. She's in full remission. But
Yeah.
she got sick, and then, when she got sick, man, we were just living just like everybody else. You know,
Yeah.
a couple grand in the bank.
Yeah.
And then when she got sick, man, we got killed financially.
All right, welcome to True Talk. I'm my man Nick Zientek with us today. Did I say that right?
Yep, that's right.
Zientek. How we doing, bro?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Awesome. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks, man. Yeah, for sure.
So you've been with us a couple years now, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny. I was just looking at your numbers, and you've helped more families year to date as of today, which we're like towards the end of May, than you did the entire year last year.
Yeah.
Hey, did you come from a sales background?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. You were at an insurance company, right? Captive
I
place
was
for a
with the
few
captive
months.
company, yeah, for a couple months, about 3 months prior to coming.
Got it. You sell anything there?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. How'd you get recruited there?
One of my buddies got in the industry, and I was already like looking at people in the industry like David and what what them guys were doing, man. At Milet, you know what I mean? So like I would follow them for motivational content, but I also knew they were in the industry, man. So I'm like, all right, something's going on.
So what attracted you to them? Their motivational content or the insurance stuff?
Well, I think David, man, he's just very intellectual. He's just very smart.
Yeah.
Like you could break it down, nice and easy, man. So I think that led to that. Then I was like, okay, it must be something going on in that industry, man. So let me see what's going on.
You weren't licensed or anything at that point? No. What were you doing for work then?
I was doing government contracts.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long were you doing that for?
I did that for 5 years, man.
Did you like it?
I did. Yeah. It was good, but it was like it became like very administrative to where it was like very redundant, just the same thing over and over. And then prior to that, man, I cut meat for 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Like at a deli or butcher shop?
Butcher shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you get into that?
My grandfather, that was his trade, man. So he
Really?
did that for 50 years, man.
So it was his business?
No, he actually worked for retail. So he worked for Superfresh. I don't know if you remember that. Superfresh was a chain store, like a Giant type of deal.
Okay.
Right? And then I was doing that, and then Superfresh, the grocery store, the chain store, went bankrupt. So I went into wholesale.
Got it. So you did that for 10 years?
Yeah.
How old were you when you started?
18.
Wow. Did you like it?
I did, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your grandfather did that like as long as you could remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did your dad get into that too or no?
No.
No, just you.
Yeah.
Yep. So for 10 years, dude, that's crazy.
I think it was about 16, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like one of my first like real like
Yeah.
I was like busting tables and doing little things like I was working since I was 16.
Yeah.
But
Good money at that age?
it was alright. It wasn't like good, but it was like it was okay.
Like for a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Like I remember, dude, I was roofing at 16, you know? Like, and obviously you probably shouldn't be on the roof at 16.
Right.
But at the time, I thought I was making money, you know? Like compared to everyone else working at a grocery store or whatnot. Why'd you leave that?
So yeah, man. So funny enough, not funny at all. My daughter, she actually got sick with cancer, man. So she got sick, when she was 2. So she's 8 now. She's fine. She's in full remission. But she got sick, and then when she got sick, man, we were just living just like everybody else. You know, a couple grand in the bank.
Yeah.
And then when she got sick, man, we got killed financially.
She was 2 years old?
Yeah, she was 2.
How'd you
she
find
got
out?
diagnosed with leukemia. She kept getting fevers, man. So we took her to the doctor, and then lo and behold, that's what it was. But the finances is what, like, I was like, I got to change, dude. Something's got to change. You know what I mean? So, like, you can blame that, and I always say this, man, like, you could blame it on the circumstances. Like, of course, they're uncommon, that was that, but it doesn't matter, dude.
Right.
It really doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, had I not been rolling around with $2,000-$3,000 in my bank account, like the average person, you know what I mean? Like, that wouldn't have happened to me.
Right.
No matter what. So you could accept that.
How old were you at this time?
So she's 8 now. It was 6 years ago, so I was 27.
27. So you got a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
And you just think, hey, she's got these fevers, she's sick, and then you find out she's got cancer.
Yeah.
Dude, what was going through your mind when you heard that? That's
it was
crazy.
a lot, bro. It was a lot. The first day, I mean, I'm a believer. You know what I mean? Like, I believe in God, man. So, it was a lot at first. I was trying to, like, lean on my own understanding for that for the first day or two. And then it was like, on the way back to
To make you kind of question things for a minute, or?
Yeah, it does. You know what I mean? Like, it makes you question, like, is who you talk about and what you believe in, is it real?
Sure.
Or are you just a talker?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, all right, do you really stand on what you say?
Wow.
So, and then that's what, and that's what I had to do, dude. And that's what I went home and I did. And then as I was on the way back to the hospital, man, like, God just, like, graced me with peace, man. Like throughout that whole journey, bro. Like I'm telling you, like, and that's a journey of like 2-3 years. You know what I mean? So it's like, but the peace that I had through it, and clarity that I had through it, just as far as like, this is not a Nick problem, this is a God problem. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what alleviated all of it.
Well, I bet at the time you feel like, why me? All this going on, but obviously
2 days, bro.
2 days of that,
And I'm not saying that on me, but again, this is like the alleviation that was given was not by me. This wasn't like, man, my mental toughness was just there. And I just, nah, dude, it wasn't that. It was literally like, I felt like I had a revelation from God. Like on the way back to the hospital, man, God was like, so 3 weeks prior to this, I went to a fasting. Okay. And I was like, all right, my petition is to go deeper with you. You know what I mean? Go deeper with you, have further understanding. You know what I mean? Provide, more clarity and a deeper relationship more than anything, right? So, like, on my way back to the hospital, man, God gave me a revelation. He was like, you asked me to take you deeper with me. Now you got to hold your breath.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and then that's what it was, man. So it's like, all right, let's go.
Wow, that's crazy. How long was the treatment?
2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was your daughter throughout this? Like, because 2, you don't understand everything.
Yeah. So they're going to understand what you give them.
Yeah.
They're going to feed off of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, if you're in panic mode and you're scared and you're timid and you think everything is the demise of the world, that's going to convey to them.
Right.
And that's what they're going to give out.
Yeah.
But if you're like, it's all right, we got this, no matter what, we got it.
Yeah.
That's what they take, and that's what they're going to fight with.
Right.
So you could feel it, dude. You could feel it, like, on the dorms, man. Like, if, on the units, you could feel like the parents who, like, the kids will be sick, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like they're more sick though because their parents are sick, mentally. So that winds up making the kids, like, they're adopting that belief system that everything's going down. You know what I mean? So
so you were that rock for your daughter.
Yeah, I had to be, bro, and my wife. You know what I mean? So it's like, who else is going to do it?
And you guys just have one kid?
2.
2 now.
2 girls. Yeah. So as soon as we found out she was sick, we found out we were pregnant. Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, how soon? Like,
dude, like, literally, like, within a week.
Oh, my God. Dude, she had so much going on at the same, wow. Well, and what type of treatment did she do? Was it chemo? Yeah. Damn, dude. So a couple years of that. She's cancer-free now. So
as soon as they're going, like, when you're on when you have cancer, you'll go into remission, and then from there, it's still like a process. You know what I mean? Like, you'll still be, like, doing check-ins and all that. So, like, as soon as my daughter was born, we found out that she was in full remission at that point. Oh, my God. Meaning that it's completely left the body. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's still a process from there. So it's like, okay, we went into battle together. Yeah. And we came out. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then the doctor who delivered my first and second, he had the same thing happen with his daughter.
Really?
And the stem cells from his newborn is what saved his daughter with cancer. So he paid for, like, that whole process, dude. And, like, so we had her stem cells banked and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, you did?
So,
yeah.
Well, he did it. He did it for us.
He did it for you? Yeah. Wow. Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
From the beginning, coming full circle too. Holy shit.
So that's the thing, dude. So, like, even during that time, man, like, I knew. So I was asked a question earlier, do I read? Like, and that's the only information I had. Yeah. My grandfather cut meat. My dad was he would do, like, body work on cars. Okay. So as far as a business acumen, bro, like, my grandfather was super smart. You know what I mean? But, like, as far as, like, owning a business.
But not a business guy.
He didn't have it. Yeah. He wasn't a business guy.
Okay.
And very intelligent. Yeah. So I knew I needed info, dude. Yeah. I didn't have no information, and I didn't have nobody who had information, so I had to read a lot. So
how did you know? So you said, I knew I needed. How? Why? Why did you know you need something else?
I know I didn't have it, dude.
Got it.
And I'm thinking, like, all right, if I want to get out of physical labor, I know I didn't want to cut meat no more.
So you saw their future, and no disrespect, that you didn't want that. You didn't want to be cutting meat for 50 years.
Not even that, man. So my grandfather passed. You know what I mean? So it's like he passed, and it's happened with my daughter. So, like, a lot was going on at that time. Like, he was my best friend. So I'm like, all right.
Your grandfather was?
Yeah. He was my best friend, man. Wow. So I'm like, all right, so this isn't I don't think this is what I want anymore outside of that. Like, our relationship was predicated. A lot was like, we worked together, we talked about it. Like, that was what we did. You know what I mean? So it was like, once that part of my life was gone, then it's like, all right, what do I want?
So you're kind of looking for your next chapter after that.
And I knew I wanted it all, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I want everything that God's got for me, nothing more, nothing less. You know what I mean?
So you started doing some, like, research on your own, reading. So what were some of the things you read?
Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad. That was step one. Tony Robbins had, like, a Money Mastered the Game. So I needed to learn about money, dude. I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, and I know I didn't know, so it was very easy to start because I didn't know anything.
Right, yeah. It's like entry levels anywhere, right?
Yeah. Any book I picked up was a win, man. So it's like, that's what I would do, bro. But you know what, man? I would just lock myself, not not lock myself. My wife would know, like, all right, I need time to study. I need to, like, really dive into this. And I need to focus in order to make our future right.
Wow.
And then so she would, but, like.
What were you doing for work at that point?
Nothing.
Not really?
So she was sick. My daughter was sick.
So I
had to quit, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I had to quit everything.
Yeah.
So my wife would come to me like, what are we going, like, and we just bought a house a little bit prior to that. Bills don't stop.
Yeah. Looking back now, because you didn't know what you know about insurance now, and you see these products, I mean, is there any party that goes like, damn, I wish I had one of these?
100%.
Like 100%. What that would have done for you at that time.
That's why I can talk about it with such passion, bro.
Yeah.
Because even my grandfather, he had a term policy. He outlived that. You know what I mean?
Really?
So it's like, so I got to see my grandma. I think she had something coming. You know what I mean? And it was nothing there.
Wow.
So like now it's like, so now purpose has aligned. Yeah. Initially it was.
It's like, not to sound cheesy, but it's like you were destined to be in this industry.
Yeah. And then, like, even when times got tough, bro, and I'm like, man, I'm done with this. Everybody's had that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm like, where am I going to go? This is what I like.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, what am I going to sell medical products or something? You know what I mean? So, so back to, you know, I had to quit my job, dude. So I would go.
What job was that? Was that when you were cutting meat still?
Yeah. Okay. So I was doing wholesale, and I had to stop because we had to be we were inpatient.
Yeah.
So we had to be in.
You there for hours, right?
Like, weeks.
Wow.
Weeks. Yeah.
Weeks.
Yeah. So we would take we got game, man. We would take like an air mattress in there, because like, you know, the hospital beds and all of that. Like, that's like, there's no like, well, once you're staying for weeks, you know, it's a comfortable. No, like, it's all the blue.
Yeah, it's good for like a night or two, but
it's all the blue couch or the blue chair, man.
Yeah.
So we would take an air mattress in there, and then we would just like set shop up, man. And that's just what we did, you know.
Wow.
But again, like, providing peace, and even the nurses, dude, when they would come into our room, they're like, you know, y'all are just different, man.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't try, like, it was just like, we would just do what we did, make the best of it. I'll tell my wife.
We had two options, right? You could either do that or do that, right? Like, and like you said, that's going to, you know, talking about kids, it's like kids feed off so much of what you do, not what you say.
Yeah.
And they're watching, dude, even at 2 years old. And they're picking 100%. Up on your vibe, your mood, your mindset. So, I mean, that's awesome that you understood that at that point in time and really was, you know, the rock for your daughter. What's your daughter's name?
Camilla.
My daughter's Carmela. Look at that.
Oh, okay.
Camilla. Dude, God bless you. That's awesome to hear, you know, that. I was not expecting that talking to you. I'm like, he's a young kid, dude. I mean, because sometimes, I mean, people are like, I haven't gone through anything, you know? It's like, but dude, that is insane.
And then that's, you know, I had a client ask me the other day, she was like, so, you know, what makes you qualified to discuss or something like that? And I'm like, you know, how old are you? That's what she asked me. I was like, so first thing, that's not a good question, because age does not equate to maturity.
Not at all.
Because would you rather deal with somebody 33 who has a level of understanding, who has read tons of books on finance, or do you want to deal with the 55-year-old who lives with his mom?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's not a good question. And even as far as like, how long have you been doing it too? That's not a good question either, because it's like, you got when I was doing government contracts, dude, some people will be there 30 years, and they're like, well, I deserve a promotion. And I'm thinking, like, you probably should be fired.
Right.
Like, you've been doing the same thing for 30 years. You have progress. Like, you probably should be losing. Like, to me, I would probably fire you. You know what I mean? But, yeah, man, to go back to, you know, locking myself and reading the books, dude, that was a huge part of my life, bro. Because, like, even once all that fell, like, you either step up or you lay down.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I went to college during that time. Like, and I had a GED. And I went to college, and I've shortly found out.
What was your plan with college?
To learn business.
Yeah.
And I found out that is not the answer. You know what I mean? So my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like the people who are there, they don't own businesses.
Correct.
They wouldn't be there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you cannot own a business and teach business class. Like, it just doesn't work. So, and then I'm like reading these books, man, and I'm like informing the professor on things, and I'm like, all right, I'm done.
So you're learning more from the books than what they're teaching you.
Yeah, man. And I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
So that was the end of that.
How long did you stay before you decided to quit?
2 or 3 semesters, man.
Yeah.
And that was the end
of it.
That's
enough.
Yeah, that was it. And then I'm like, I need to get around people doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I need to get around mentors. And I know, like, I am astute to information, man. Like, so, like, you and I were talking about it earlier. Like, dude, you don't even got to tell me what to do. Like, all you got to do is show. Like, I'm the student. I'm the child that we just discussed. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna watch you, and I'm gonna take the information from you. Right. You know what I mean? Like, but that's how you got to be with.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, the way I grew up, like, that's what you have to pay attention.
Was that how you kind of got into butchering? Like, did you grow up watching your grandfather and wanting to do it, or how'd you?
No, not necessarily. I just like this characteristic. I mean, I just loved him.
Yeah.
So anything he
was doing, you.
I don't care if you I don't care what he did. If he shoveled poop, you know what I mean? Like, I would have been like, that's the coolest poop shoveler I've ever met. You know what I mean? Like, you know?
That's awesome. So you left your job when your daughter got sick. Couple years. It was 2 years of treatment, pretty much.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah.
So she gets better. At what point do you get into this government contract job, and how'd you find that?
Yeah, so actually one of the people who they had a fundraiser for my daughter, man. And then they knew that I was about to be back in the workforce and I was looking for something, like, business related.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, which was good, man, because it was procurement, which is purchasing.
Okay.
And then on the other side of sales is purchaser. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, I got to really, like, work on both sides of the fence, man.
Got it.
But, again, man, like, even everybody in there had doctrines. I told you I had 2 semesters of a community college.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then I quit.
Oh gosh, so were they looking at you like sideways when you first came in?
Because
or
I sat in there and I believed how I said. As far as like you guys are lucky if I work for y'all, because I know I'll take the information. You don't have. You know what I mean? Like I know that I'm going to bring that, and there's nothing more valuable than that, dude. Like if you have somebody who's like destined to learn and like hell or high water, like I'll work all of you.
Yeah.
And I will catch all of you, and I truly believe that. I did. You know what I mean? To the point to where like then I'm training the new people within a period of weeks, bro.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, and I'm not like trying to like say, but that's
hey,
true.
Happened.
You know what I mean? Like, it's really what it was, man.
Got it. Oh, so you looked at where you were going, and you're like, dude, I don't want to be there.
Nah, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work with what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
And it also didn't fulfill anymore neither because I felt capped. Like I was like, I've learned maximum capacity to that. Yeah. So like it was nothing more except for like maybe be a supervisor, but I was like the learning ability even there. Like okay, now I'm essentially just gonna babysit. So like as far as the learning, like the learning stopped, and then that's what it was.
So
like.
You kind of saw the path and like, dude, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
How'd you why insurance?
So one of my buddies again, man. So that's one of my buddies was kind of into it, and he was telling me about it, and I was already, funny enough, man, I was flirting with it before I got my job with the government.
Oh, you were?
So I was talking with somebody. I already took the pre-licensing course, passed it. I was already like kind of flirting with it even at that time.
So was that always in the back of your mind, like, dude, I may go down that road again? Or once you started working for the government, was that like kind of the last of your?
It always was there.
It always was, yeah.
I was sitting in the government, dude, and I would watch Cardone doing sales. I love sales. You know what I mean? Like I just like I like what it is. I like the way that you got to try to like figure out a way around it.
Got it.
And there's no like one straight. Again, like you could have scripts and you could have like a straight line process, but there's still going to be like every time.
You never know what's going to happen at the end of that phone.
Yep. Every time you talk to somebody, it's going to be a different personality you're
Absolutely.
talking to. Completely different. They'll align at some sort of like, okay, you can segregate them like, all right, this person's kind of wacky, this person's normal, this person understands. You know what I mean? Like, but like outside of that, dude, like it's always going to be somebody different. So you're going to have to figure out like, how do I connect?
Yeah.
Quick.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So like once you can do that, I think that also came from like my upbringing. Like I had to figure that out. Like, So
buddy of yours is in insurance. He's trying to recruit you or just expose you to it, or
I think he might have posted something. I'll reach out to him and I'm like,
oh, you
what
did?
You got going on?
Yeah. Got it.
Because I was still like thinking about it.
Yeah. What made you make the jump?
Leave that and do it full time?
Yeah. Like, did you get a license while you were still working for the government, or did you leave?
Yeah.
You did? Okay.
And I was also a fitness trainer too. I was teaching boxing. So I boxed for 10 years too.
Oh, okay.
So, and then I was teaching that. So I was doing 3 things.
Yeah. Got it.
I was teaching classes. I was doing the government, and then I was doing insurance. But I just like the insurance, dude.
Yeah.
Like once it started to exceed what I was already doing, you know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, let's just do this.
Got it. So how long? So you were at the other company 3 months. Did you go full time there? No. Okay. So you were there for a little bit, and then you were saying this to me before. Were you looking at another company, and then they had a non-compete with us?
Yeah. I was looking at another company.
Did you hear about FFL prior to this, or was that the first?
Yeah.
You did?
I heard about it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then they had a non-compete, so I'm like, all right, let me see what's going on.
And then you reached out to Frankie or whatever.
Yeah. Frank called. Yeah. Well, Jamie actually called me, and then sat with her, went up there and talked to Frank. I was like, all right, let's go.
Got it.
So.
What'd you think when you met Frank?
I love him.
Yeah.
He's just straight to the point.
Yeah.
He tells me what he will do. He tells me what he won't do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's what I need. Like, just tell me what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need you to do everything for me. Tell me, what are we doing?
Right.
Okay, I'm not doing this. I'm doing this. All right, perfect. Let's do that.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Like, it just makes it easy. Instead of somebody who's trying to promise you the moon and the stars, dude, like, it doesn't.
Right.
Never aligns, man.
No, they never deliver.
So
you moved over here. Were you still working at the government? Or with the government? Yeah.
Yep.
How long did that go on before you made the jump full time?
Probably about 3 months.
Okay.
About I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months. And I was telling Frank, he's like, dude, just make sure you know what I mean? Like, let's get a couple,
Was that your goal from day one though? Like get out of this and do this full time?
Yeah. And I'm like, so now I'm getting antsy because now I'm starting to like get a little, taste the blood, man.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. Yeah. I'm like, dude, I got very little bit of time. I'm like March. You know what I mean? So like I set the date and the date came and that's what it was.
What'd that feel like?
It was good, man. I liked that.
Yeah, but I mean, making that move, like knowing, okay, I'm done with that now. How'd that feel?
It was good. It was scary, but I liked like that uncertainty areas at times. You know what I mean? And again, like I'm not being not acknowledging danger. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, okay, I'm not just riding around rogue, but at the same time, I like to put weight in the trailer and make myself pull it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I've always been.
You do better with your back against the wall.
Yeah. Because I figured it out.
Yeah.
After you get hit, it's the same thing as boxing, dude. Like once you get hit so many times in your right cheek, eventually you're gonna put your gonna put your right hand up.
And the first time you get hit, you realize it's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, and then but that's everybody's spot.
Right.
People come in the gym all the time, dude, and they're like, I want to spar.
Yeah.
And you never see them again.
Nope.
Because they spar one time, they get hit a little bit, and then that's it. So like that, I remember the first time I got, and I was like, all right, I need to learn ASAP.
Yeah.
Because this guy was trying to take me out, man. Right. So I'm like, all right. So that's either where you leave or you're like, all right. I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know when, but I will because I'm gonna show up every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's the same exact thing.
Yeah. What was that transition like? 'Cause where you worked before, a completely different model than us, right?
Oh yeah.
How did when you first started with it? Did you struggle? Did you pick it up right away? How was?
I was really just trying to like get in the industry, man, and see what's going on. The people who have a problem with that are the people who bust out and then they can't take ownership that they failed. Exactly. And then they got to point their finger at somebody else and say it's because of them, it's because of this, it's because of that. So I'm not saying that I knew that wasn't right because I need to be around the energy. You know what I mean? So like even when I met with Frank, he told me, he was like, hey man, I got a guy right around you. He did Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I was like, where is he?
Yeah.
And then I went and I just watched him. Watched him work, watched him what he was doing. And
what'd you learn?
From watching him, just tonality, just seeing his confidence, seeing that how he just takes a note, and just keeps on clicking. Like it's just it's just a part of the day, man. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then we just bring levity to it and make humor of it. Like it's no big deal. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of people might take it too serious in the beginning. Like even when I tell people, I'm like, you're gonna suck. Yeah, you're gonna suck at first, and that's okay.
And you knew that going into it. Like I'm a struggle.
Dude, 100%.
What did you struggle the most with early on?
I guess just finding my flow.
Yeah.
Finding the flow, man, and just. I was thinking about that on the way here. Like, I don't think the beginning was real hard.
Okay.
I think I understood the concept of what it was. Like, I understood, okay, we buy leads.
Yeah.
And then you call the clients and help them. And then at first I was like, all right, if I just broke even, I'm cool.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I was like, so if I can learn and if I can gain understanding through this, even if I take a couple L's in the beginning, I was okay with that too. But I'm like, I need to learn, dude.
Yeah.
So I think I was but again, like I would read on sales books, and I was like, I would put in the extra work to where I'm like, all right, if somebody else is doing it, and then I think it also gave me confidence to watch if somebody's doing Hall of Fame, I'm gonna do it too. Yeah, and I'm gonna figure it out.
So that was that your goal year one or no?
Not a one goal.
No,
but I'm just saying, like he the person I was watching, like he has credibility, like he has proof of concept. Right. So I don't have to question everything he says. I could just Right.
You looked at, hey, he's doing this. It must be working.
Tell me, yeah. Like, and again, like he would give me a lot of advice and a lot of things I would just watch and learn. Yeah. I'm like, all right, I like how I said that. All right, I'm gonna do it like that. Oh, I see how he switches tonality there. You know what I mean? So like I would just take it and then implement it. See, eat the meat and spit out the bones. You know what I mean?
So you said, the thing you struggle the most was finding your flow. What does that mean?
Just find a sequence. Like, okay, how do I be the most efficient with my time? Okay, when I go in the person's house, like, how can I be in and out of? How can I be in there, build credibility, build rapport, and then have it to where once I leave, that it's solidified that okay, this is what you're doing now and forever. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, not let's see if this thing works, and then you know what I mean? Like, how do I do the whole thing?
Got it.
And lock the whole thing.
Figuring out a process efficient. Yeah. Because, dude, early, like day one, a lot of times, I know when I was brand new, my appointments were long, dude. Did you go through that in the beginning? Like, dude, it's like an hour plus. Like, how do I get through this quicker? Yeah. Yeah. But
even that, yeah, exactly. So, like, I remember, like, even earlier on when I started, man, I would go to help somebody that would get me. You know what I mean? Like, I would leave, and then I would go back. 3 months later, I would go back. And
same person?
Yeah, same person. I'll take it early.
And you helped them?
Yeah.
What'd you do differently the second time?
More confidence.
Yeah.
More confidence in what I was doing. I would be able to give them a better sense of direction because I knew what I was, at least had a lot more understanding at that point. Like, okay, so this is not opposed to like, let's see if this works too. This is what we're going to do.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
So you kind of, so in the beginning, you weren't as confident, obviously, brand new.
Nah, yeah.
But now you're going in like, dude, this is what we're going to do. Yep. I remember that statement, hearing it. So here's what we're going to do. Here's what we are going to do.
Yep.
You know, it's small little thing. And that's, I think, with anyone who's working hard and has the right mindset, it's usually minor tweaks.
Yes.
Like I would assume early on when you started versus when you got good, I doubt it was a complete overhaul. It was probably minor tweaks,
always.
Right?
Even still, dude. I'm still always trying to make minor tweaks.
Yeah.
Always. I don't care if it's like the first 5 seconds of the call. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's even just as far as picking on the call, if you're scheduling an appointment, hey, I got your request, opposed to, hey, I received your inquiry that you submit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, I got this.
Yep.
You submitted this, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm the guy. You know what I mean? Or, hey, I received your inquiry for the, you know what I mean? Like, it's so customer servicey. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's just the first sentence.
Right.
It's huge.
And it's also, Nick, what I think a lot of people expect getting into sales. Like, I was surprised by the kind of informal approach. Like, I was thinking, man, I got to be like one of those guys in a suit. Like, I was a construction guy.
Right.
I was not a, hello, Mr. Zientek. Like, I'm like, I don't want to do that.
No.
So when Sean's like, dude, just call him up and go, hey, Nick. Like, really? Yeah. Don't introduce yourself. Don't say Mr. Just go, hey, Nick, got the form you filled out.
Yep.
Just like that. Like, that was, I think, one of the things that attracted me early on was knowing that I don't have to play salesman.
Yeah.
When you realize you just be yourself.
They love that.
Absolutely.
Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody doing that to me.
No.
You know what I mean? No, just tell me what I, okay,
right. Well, it's like what you said about Frank, right? Shoot me straight.
Shoot me straight, man.
And if you do that with your clients, you're going to help a lot more families.
Yep.
So your first year, you helped, around 300 and change?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now this year, you're already at like 370, I think I saw the numbers. Is that right?
I don't really keep
You don't even know.
Yeah.
You just help it. I'll tell you right now. So since you don't know, 2023, year to date, you helped 314 families. So you're 207 out of all of our producers. Right now, you're number 18 overall. This is as of May week 1. You've helped 336 families year to date. So you've already helped 22 families more this year than last year. Mm-hmm. How?
So let's back up to last year, bro.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Dude, last year, like, I got in a spot, man, to where, like, as soon as I left everything, which is how it is, right? As soon as I left everything, bro, I had my wife quit her job.
Yep.
I'm like, look, you can just help me with admin. We got this.
Okay.
Everything was going great.
What was she doing for work?
She was a program coordinator for a construction company.
Okay.
Actually. Bro, and everything just went south real quick, right?
What do you mean? What went south?
It's like,
production?
Production went south. Like, nothing was working, bro, for like months.
Which you're right. That is usually when it happens.
Bro, and I'm talking about like 6 months. Luckily, we had, didn't fall into the same problem we had with
my daughter got sick.
We had some cash stacks. We were all right. Yep. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, we're bleeding. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, maybe I should go back to you. Like, you run into the wall. So it's like, dude, again, like, I'm a believer, man. So I'm
how
like,
bad did it get? So prior to that, what were you helping? 30, 40 families a month?
Yeah.
What did it drop to?
Probably 10 or 12.
Really?
Yeah, it went.
Wow.
Yeah, quick. You know what I mean? But I never cut on expenditures. Like, I was still buying. Everything I needed to buy. You know what I mean? Like, but it just hit the block.
This went on for months.
It went on for months, bro. So like, I'm like, maybe I need to go back to government. Maybe you need to go back to your job. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to start second guessing everything, because that's the thing of entrepreneurship, bro. Like, sometimes it's hard. Like, do I pivot, or is this a closed door that is not going to open?
Right.
Or do I need to pivot and go down the hall a little bit to the door? You know what I mean? Like, it becomes hard. Like, am I supposed to be doing this or not? Is this going to work or not? You know what I mean? Like, or am I being strong-willed, or am I being, like
stubborn, or am I on the wrong track?
Yeah, am I just like not aligned? Like, is this meant to stop? So, dude, I submitted the application back. I'm like, all right.
You were that close? Wow.
I interviewed.
No shit.
I interviewed to go back, man. They made an offer, and I was like, I can't do it.
So you got the offer. What stopped you from taking it?
I just couldn't do it, man. It's just like, didn't feel good. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I cannot. I told her, I'm like, look, we're going. It was the same boxing thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing, bro. Like, sometimes boxing, you just want to quit, man.
Right.
You're getting smoked. You know what I mean? Like, you're just getting lit up. You got, he's like, I'll always spar people better than me. Always. Yeah. Man. They're always pros, and they got fights coming up, and that's how they eat. Yeah. You know what I mean? But sometimes, like, you start to think, like, I ain't eating off of this. You know what I mean? Like, man, like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you're getting killed all the time, right? Yep. So, and it was that same thing. Like, it just puts the pressure on you to where you're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
But then it was like that little voice, like, keep going, man. You know what I mean? So I was like, hell no. I was like, I ain't going back. You ain't going back. We ain't doing it.
What did your wife think at the time? Did she want you to go back, or was she supportive?
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
I'm sure she did. And
so I mean, we want stability, right? And then she's seen this, and then now this, and like y'all have 2 kids.
We bought a brand new house. You know, you know what I mean? So like everything, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, at that time we bought it, you know, so it's like got 2 kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, I'm trying to be everything that my father was not. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, so am I gonna let pride get in the way? Like, what am I doing? Like, it's a fuzzy area right there, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, but again, once the offer was made, I was like, I ain't doing it. Wow. Can't do it. And I was like, you ain't going back to yours. Yeah. She went back.
Oh, she did.
And dude, it was like a week, and I was like, all right, you got to quit. We ain't doing it. She quit again.
She went back and quit a week later.
She quit a week later. She's like, but that's my wife, though, man. Yeah. Like, she's like, whatever we're doing, we're doing. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's awesome. The beauty of coming from nothing, too, though. Right. Because we came from nothing, so it's like, what's the worst that's going to happen? We're going to go back to nothing. It ain't like we're unfamiliar with the area. Not to mention, we're going back there with experience, and we ain't going to stay there. You know what I mean? Like, but it's
it's like, dude, we've been there before. We've been there plenty of times.
Have no intention on getting comfortable there. But that's the rock that I hit my butt on, man. And then it's like, all right.
Hey, we know how to figure it out from there. I hear you.
And then, dude, so what they offered me, I wrote the next month.
Really?
Like that year. Salary,
so what happened? Because obviously something may have changed. You didn't pick up, and then you fixed it because then you came out on the other side. But what happened to cause that downturn in production?
I think a lot of times, man, like, again, I just told you I don't know my numbers. Yeah. I think when I get number focused, I lose purpose.
Got it. Damn it, I shouldn't even have brought him up then.
No.
But so at that time, you kind of got hung up on the numbers.
I was too focused on profit instead of purpose.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And then like that conveyed to the clients, dude.
Yeah. So it became transactional.
I'm not there exactly. Yep. I'm not there to like really help you. I'm there because I need to get some numbers in my favor. Right. You know what I mean? So like, and then I'm like, you know what? It is what it is, man.
How'd you figure that out? What brought you to that kind of that correlation?
I think it's something that you know, but you kind of like get past it sometimes. A lot of times. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, and every time, it still happens to me, but now I catch it quicker because I'm like, oh, this is what I'm doing again. So I need to
well, now you live through it, so you know, like, all right, if I keep doing that, I know where it ends.
Exactly. And then that's the other thing as far as purpose and alignment. You know what I mean? So it's like letting God do, like, all right, who I'm meant to help today, I'm going to help. Who I'm not. Who's on my calendar and is for me, and who's not is not. Yeah. And I think once you take that approach, man, honestly, and as long as you do all the action behind to do what you need to do, but like that's the like, okay, my level of effort is met 150% capacity. Like I've done everything that I can do from this point. Who I need to help, dude, I'm going to help. Who I'm going to develop a relationship with, more importantly, I'm going to develop a relationship. Yeah. You know what I mean? So again, that's the thing. Like that's what's going to help with everything as far as placement.
Is that your self-talk? I mean, it sounds like something that you'd say to yourself daily.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to, bro.
Yeah.
But my wife's like-minded as well, man. So like she was a believer before me. Like I was from the streets. Like I was from Baltimore. You know what I mean? So like I came from drug-infested areas. You know what I mean? Like grew up rough, right? So she was like a Christian. So it was like completely opposites. Right? Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, but it just wound up aligning beautifully. Yeah.
You know Where's she from?
She's from Baltimore.
She is. Yeah.
She's she's Salvadorian. So
she, okay.
In Hispanic culture, like the church is next level. Like you know what I mean? Like it's long skirts and this and that. Like, they got rules, right? A lot. And then I'm coming from at the streets, you know what I mean? So they're like, you can't watch TV. I'm like, you ain't telling me what I can do. You know what I mean? Like watch TV. That's the least of my problem.
Right.
Lucky if I'm sitting home watching TV. You know what I mean? So no, it was just work, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So you started focusing more on the purpose again, kind of bring it back to square one because you were there already.
Yeah.
Have you had any death claims since you've been selling?
One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was a lot, man. So guy, I helped him out. Inquiry came in on December 11th. Helped him out on the 12th.
Yeah.
And then
it's Founders Day, by the way.
He was like my wife. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the day we started this company.
Oh,
dude.
Wow. Oh, wow. He was like, my wife definitely needs to get an IUL as well. I'm going to be telling her about it. I was like, all right, cool. Sat with her like, maybe 3 or 4 days later. Yeah. Helped her. She calls me on, it was like 2 days after New Year's. And so he got approved. Luckily, went, directly through underwriting. Everything was fine. Got approved immediately on fully underwritten.
Okay.
So like that was good. And then she called me, dude, and she's like, hey, I'm thinking she wants a status on her underwriting. Yeah. And she was like, Milo died. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say his name.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, so it was so I sat with him for an hour, and then I sat with her for an hour with him. So it was like, you develop, just have that much more time spent. You know what I mean?
So her policy was still in underwriting when he passed? Wow, dude. So you said December 12th you wrote it, and then just after New Year's, she called you.
He passed on New Year's Eve.
Older guy, younger?
40s, man.
Wow. So what'd you think when you heard that?
I blow my coat, man. I was like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I did not expect it. You know what I mean? Like, I've 100% expected for her to say, hey, just wanted a status to see what's going on.
You thought she was checking in,
yeah. You know what I mean? And she was like, you know, and you could hear, like, in her voice, she just lost her husband. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, and even that call, so you got to think, bro, she called me on the 3rd. He passed on the 31st. So, like, I already know what it is. You know what I mean? Like, those couple of days, man, like, you are not in your right state of mind. And then to have to deal with that, man, it's like, you feel that. You know what I mean? Because, again, it's like, it's purpose-driven. You know what I mean? So, like, I intentionally had a relationship with these people.
Yeah.
You know what
this
I mean?
was this past December?
Yeah.
How did that kind of change your outlook moving forward?
Well, let me think about it, deal. It's like, I'm not like a pressure seller.
Right.
I don't do that, and I don't even believe in that, honestly. So, like, that whole, like, I close anybody. Like, number one, no, you don't. That's a lie.
No.
The person who says that is definitely lying.
And if you do, there's going to be a lot of shit falling off.
A lot of it falling off, and you're forcing stuff on people that don't want it.
Correct.
Because if, again, like, that's where, like, you talked, we've been talking about sequence. Like, if it's my job to be able to articulate something to you to the extent that you can make an educated decision, that's sales.
Yep.
If I can explain something to you and you say, man, I got to have that. Welcome to sales.
Right.
It's not like, well, let's just see if you get approved. And you know what I mean? Like, and then you're sliding. Nope. Dude, it's too slimy.
It's
like,
a shortcut, dude. And
it doesn't work.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So you said it kind of moving forward with the think about it. What's your approach now after going through a death?
Yeah, so I'll just kind of like, I'll put a little bit more pressure on that. Like, you know, I got you. What exactly are we thinking? Let me, I'm here to help you think. You have this understanding that that time is going to give you more information, but I'm the greatest form of information that you have right now. You know what I mean? What questions do you have?
Right.
And then, dude, if they want to think about it, perfect. And then I'll book the appointment from the appointment. All right, perfect. How long do you need to think about it? If it's a 2-week deal, they're not interested.
Exactly.
If it's, you call me on Monday, 100%. I'm going to send this all over to you, and I'll call you on Monday.
Got it. So you try to book the appointment right there. Like, if I go, I want to think about it, you're like, all right, dude, how long? I'll come back next, whatever, or we'll connect on this day.
Yep.
Versus just call me when you're done thinking about it.
Yeah, no. Yeah. And if that's the deal, then that's
right.
They're not interested. You know what I mean? That's not a buyer.
Yeah.
So.
But I remember my first claim, and I always like to ask that because I do feel like that's when it becomes real, right? Like, it's one thing for me to tell you, Nick, hey, people pass away, and then they're gonna call you, and then you're gonna feel this type of way. But until you, like, I can't tell you you're gonna feel this way. Yeah. You have to feel that way. You have to live through it.
Yeah, it messes you up a little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it definitely, like, makes you realize, like, all right, I can't play with this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
It provides clarity. Like, I cannot play with these people's lives because somebody's daughter is dependent on me to make sure I get this through. And that was one of the things that also got me good in the house too, man. I remember I heard Frank say that on one of his trainings that he was messing it up for people, and I'm like, damn, I'm out here. Literally, I'm out here messing it up.
I know we put it that way, right? Because at first you think, well, we're selfish by nature, humans, right? So we think like, well, I'm messing up for myself. I'm not making sales. I'm not. But at the end of the day, dude, Milo was going to pass either way.
Right.
But thank God you had met with him a few weeks prior, and now his family has a death benefit.
And then what? Yeah, exactly. Or what if the person ever called you and said, hey, I know you sat with my mother the other day. Like, say even you're doing in-home. I know you sat with my mother. She passed. I just wanted to make sure, oh, no, I didn't even help her.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's got to feel terrible, man. You know
Dominique Rogers? First of all, y'all would, I don't know if you guys talk about it, but he's been through cancer. And it's funny, his perspective, he shared this on a podcast a few years ago, but he was in college, playing baseball, cancer in his knee, realized can't play anymore, and he was so down on himself until he went to his first treatment and saw kids. Yeah. Young kids.
Got it. He never told me that.
And they presented him as like, we got a baseball player. They're looking at him as a hero. And he's like, dude, I'm walking in this feeling sorry for myself. Meanwhile, there's little kids. He's like, dude, it messed me up. Great story. Next time you talk to him. But he has a story about like exactly what you're talking about. A client who he met with didn't help, left a car or whatever. And then the family called him after like, hey, what happened? Right. I know you met with my whatever about the insurance. Did he take care of it? It's like, no, he didn't. Yeah. And that's what you're talking. I mean, that's the other side of it. Yeah. That's why. So, dude, I had this client. It was a lead. It wasn't even a client. It was like an internet lease years ago. Dude, I must have had 7 appointments booked with this person. No show, cancel, back and forth, the whole deal. And I was booking it all through the wife. He's so busy, blah, blah, blah. The last time I called Nick, you know what happened? He passed away. And I'm like, damn, I should have just showed up at the house. I should have just I should have tried harder.
Yeah.
And it's like that's two things are going to happen in this business. You're either going to get that call where, hey, you helped out my dad, or you're going to get the other call where, hey, it's too late. Which side of it do you want to be on? You know?
Yeah, you got to have a sense of urgency, man.
Absolutely. You know, like you said, dude, purpose. And I mean, how much does what you went through with your own family motivate you day in and day out? Like, do you kind of go back to that when you're having these moments?
Yeah, dude, that whole having sorrow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, man, this is nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but sometimes we get caught up in everyday life. Even though you've been through a lot of tough times, like, you still get into the mopey, whiny modes on something that can go your way. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's just human nature, right?
Absolutely.
But then once you do take the time to sit back and reflect, like, man, somebody told me no, or somebody no-showed me, or, you know, I had a bad week. You know what I mean? Like, you got to really analyze that. Like, dude, this, you know, if you put your problems on the table, everybody put their problems on, you'd probably be happy to take yours back. You know what I mean? Like, or like it's,
or even looking back, going, dude, I'll take this over what I went through a few years ago.
100%, bro. I mean, I remember nights I would wake up and just have to put my finger on my daughter's nose and make sure, you know, I can still feel her breath. Like, it was that, you know what I mean? Like, you literally don't know, you know what I mean? Like, if you wake up and your kid, you know what I mean? So, and then, bro, that's, I don't know in comparison to like what Dom had, but like I would have rather have taken that myself, bro. You know what I mean? Then you know what I mean? Because it's like, of course, you would do anything for your kid.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, even if you think about the nature, like I was watching, I don't know, it was just like a video the other day, and like the mother, it was a grizzly bear, and she, like, the vehicle got close and she charged it. But just that nature of a parent, you know what I'm saying? Like, they will kill literally.
Dude,
anything,
I'm stepping in.
I mean,
I mean, it's gonna rip my head off most likely, but hey, at least they'll have time to run.
And that is ubiquitous amongst, you know, human nature, animals, you know, no matter what, like that thing to where, like, I would do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but that, it was, I mean, it was beautiful though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, even just like my daughter, of course, she has like a little scar on her chest, man, from reporting.
Yeah.
So she's like, she calls it her beauty mark. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to just align with that. You know?
She's 8 now.
She's 8 now.
8.
Yeah.
How old's your other daughter?
She's 5.
5. Wow. What's life like now with them?
It's incredible, man.
Yeah.
Like, even just the other day, man, she, you know, my oldest, she was, you know, I was talking to my mother, and she was like, I'm going to ride a bike, and she don't have training wheels. She just learned, and then my mother was like, you know, you need training wheels. You know, dude, and like 2 hours later, she's riding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's like, you know, but the thing that was given was, even when we would walk, bro, like, we would walk when she was sick.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, my legs hurt. Not being mean, bro, but I'd be like, nobody cares.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's how life's going to treat you.
Yeah.
Like, once you're tired and you want to quit, nobody really cares. People don't care if you win or lose.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, only the thought inside of your head, whatever that belief system is that you have, dude, that's what's going to take you to, or that's going to make you sit down.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't let her sit down. And I'm like, we're Zientek, we won't quit. Bro, that's her mantra till today. Like,
that's
when she
awesome,
rode the bike, she's like, we're Zientek, we won't quit. And sure enough, she got a little butt up. But we've been, you know what I mean? Like, that's what we follow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Zientek's, prior to at least all that I know, have quit on everything.
Yeah.
They haven't even started. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So they just accepted failure before they even got the chance to fail. We ain't doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome, dude. I mean, it's like, you know, talk about what you do on the life insurance side. You've changed Milo's family for generations.
Yeah.
But even bigger, what you're doing on your side, bro, you're changing your family for generations, which is awesome. It's inspiring to see and watch. I got kids. I got a couple daughters, and going, like, my youngest is 8, and I couldn't imagine going through that with her. Yeah. Dude, it's your story is very inspiring.
Appreciate
it. I love seeing what you're doing, dude.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate
Absolutely.
that.
I appreciate you coming up doing this. We like to end, Nick, with some fun stuff, bro. So I know we got a little emotional today. But it's all good. So I'm gonna ask you some questions, dude, that are just for fun, have nothing to do with anything outside of they put it on this list for me to ask. So are you a movie guy?
Music.
You're a music guy. If you had one song to listen to for the rest of your life, what would it be?
One song for the rest of my life. I don't know about a song. Probably an artist would probably be Jay-Z, man.
Jay-Z?
I've been listening
big
to him
Jay-Z
since
guy?
I was young, man. And
Yeah.
I still just, like, he just speaks to me, man.
What's your favorite Jay-Z album?
Probably Reasonable Doubt.
Okay.
Love
Going
Reasonable
with
Doubt,
with the first one?
Yeah.
Love it. So I guess that would be the answer to this one. If you were, you know, Elon Musk wants to move us all to Mars, right? So we're going to Mars, and they go, Nick, you only bring one album with you. Are you bringing Reasonable Doubt? Yeah, there you go. Okay. What did you want to be when you were a kid?
Drug dealer, man.
Really? That was your goal? Okay.
I like New Jack City, man. I was watching Nino Brown. He inspired me.
Love it. Yeah. Cancel that. Buy another one.
Yeah.
Let's see. A couple more. If you could be any fictional character, who would it be and why?
Is that like a cartoon?
Anything. Cartoon, someone in a movie.
I don't know about I don't really like
Nino Brown, dude.
Fiction. Yeah. Maybe probably I like old gangster, like Italian movies, man. So probably like Goodfellas. Not even I don't want to be a specific person, but as far as culture, I'd probably like to be a part of that time frame of that culture, man.
There you go. Let's see. Last one. You mentioned a grizzly bear. What animal would you be if you had to pick?
Animal. Probably lion.
Lion. Yeah, that's a go-to.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, dude, again, I appreciate you coming up doing this. Man. I appreciate everything that you shared. Yeah. I mean, it's inspiring to hear, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do now that you're recruiting. I mean, you're already kicking ass on the personal production side, where in May you've done more than you've done last year. And, I mean, do you really focus on this recruiting? That thing's going to take off, too.
Yeah.
You know, so I appreciate you. Definitely. Guys, thanks for tuning in. You know where to find us every week right here on True Talk. Hey, Nick, for people that are watching that want to join your team, are you on social?
Yeah.
Yeah. What platform? What's the handle?
Handle on Instagram is Nick Zientek, and then same thing for Facebook.
There you go.
Then I guess TikTok. I don't even know. I don't know.
Something on TikTok, yeah. But go to the Instagram, go to the Facebook. But reach out to my man Nick. If you're not with us, you want to join his team,
100%.
You want to be with someone who's hardworking and will bust their ass for you, with you. Again, thanks again, dude. And guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week on True Talk.